Now let's add a sneaky kind of pose, the one that is more of a curious kind of pose that is well known in animation, with one eyebrow up and one eyebrow down, kind of like a Jim Carrey kind of look. When he wanted to do The Mask, he used a lot of these expressions where when we have the face tilted from the sides, the eyebrow that is towards us is lifted up and the eyebrow that is farther away from us is down. That opens the face of the character even more, and we have this dynamic line of action, like this triangular line of action where the character opens their expression, their eyes towards us, and looks at us with a more surprised kind of look. It's a general expression of the character, and we have a sneaky kind of look from this character. So we'll have her cheeks bulging like that, and just in a smile, and because we're looking at her from below, we'll see a little bit more of her chin over here, and we'll have her neck being here, so we are seeing more of her chin, and we see the other eye here, and here is this famous pose. We need to adjust the perspective of the hair and the ear, and let's define her head. It's like approximately over here, follows this ball here. The most important here is the shape, the perspective, the expression. It's least important to get the lines clean. That you can do later. Just draw it roughly. And we have this cheeky kind of smile of our character. Again, the cheeks are bulging up. So we have this smile here. You can even make a smaller smile. And we can see how the neck attaches to her head. Open up one eye and squint with the other eye. And we have the nose over here. And now let's have a scary expression. Let's do the same thing. Here we define the middle of the character, and because we are going to stretch the lower part, let's give it space for the jaw to stretch. It's not going to be the same as here. We need to make the jaw stretch. So let's prepare it by just defining where the nose is and defining how much it's going to stretch. So let's start with actually drawing the mouth first. And scared expression, the lips are dragged down, our mouth is dragging, or the muscles of the mouth down, and our facial expressions open, our eyebrows are lifted up. All the face is on alert, is basically exaggerated. And the more you exaggerate, the bigger the fear that you want to show is going to be. You still have to keep the proportions though, but the proportions here are defined also by how bigger the mouth is going to be. And here we have her ponytail. And when we are scared, our pupils get smaller. You can signify that by making her eyes, her pupils smaller in the eyes, just exaggerating her whites even more, and just showing the lower teeth, and just pulling down the corners of the mouth, exaggerating, and the eyebrows even higher up. Her hair in disarray, also something that you can do to enhance the impression of being scared. Her ponytail's even more pointy, as if she is in the act of just moving from one position to the other. Just to exaggerate that. And here is only another that I'm going to make. Let's have her look content and nice. The difference from being nice and laughing is basically it's very subtle expression. Sometimes the more subtle expressions are the hardest, because it's much easier to exaggerate. But when you want to do something that just is so subtle, with subtle acting, it just tells so much about how you're feeling. It's usually the hardest to do. That's why the best actors are those who manage to convey strong emotions with very little acting. And now she is content here, so she will just stretch her lips and wrinkle her eyebrows just a little bit up, just to show that she's kind of happy. And sometimes to soften up this expression, you can add some eyelashes. And just have her hair here. Know that her head is large. Her ponytails, very roughly. Looking at the side, having her eyelids just fall down her eyes. She's not alarmed, she's calm. When we are content, we are relaxed, and our facials are also relaxed. There is no unnecessary stretching, there's this relaxation overall, and we signal to the other people that everything is fine, everything is okay. So here are 5 facial expressions that you can make with the cartoony characters, and it's the same way that you do the body parts. Actually, you start with the rough drawings, and you can always define them, and you can always make them better, and try out to do your own facial expressions in the mirror and try to simplify them. Start with the most exaggerated expressions and work down with the more subtle expressions.